respect your passion. Witness to some shit.
Yo,
that you couldn't see.
how's it going,
Whisper
everybody?
to your
I hope it sounds good. This is the first time we're trying this live stream with StreamYard. How's it going, Dodger fans? After a surprising win from the Dodgers yesterday, where a lot of fans were walking out of the stadium, and oh my god, I kind of felt a little bad, because how are you going to walk out on your team, dude? Like, it's something that gets to me. Like, baseball is not a timed sport. It's 9 innings, it's 27 outs, and there was plenty of outs to go out, man. And guess what happened? The Dodgers pulled it off. They came back. Now the series is 2-1. Instead of being 3-0, they won that game. And man, it sucks when you see fans though, like, walking out. I just feel like our fan base already gets picked on, and with the whole world basically watching that playoff game and seeing people leave in the 5th, in the 6th inning, it's just disappointing, man.
Yeah,
really disappointing.
Dodgers fans are actually pretty notorious for leaving early, and everyone knows it's because of the traffic on the 110 freeway when you leave the stadium. But I mean, it's a playoffs. Why would you leave during the playoffs, especially with this type of team that has the lineup that we do? That we can score 11 runs in 1 inning. We've done it before.
They've done it before. Yeah, they've done. And the people left. The people started leaving at 5, which is the time people start getting off of work.
Yeah.
So it's not about beating the traffic. I think a lot of people were just upset.
That really wouldn't make any sense then, because then there's still going to be a bunch of traffic.
Exactly. It sucks. I made a post: if you left the stadium, just keep on going. Don't turn back. Yeah, don't turn back. Just keep going. Forget the Dodgers are playing. You left the ballpark. Don't listen to the radio. Just get out of there. I mean, whatever. The series is 2-1. Good for the Dodgers. Good for Dodger fans. We get to see another 2 games, if the Braves don't come back. But I feel like the Dodgers have been keeping the Braves in the series. I feel like they haven't pulled the plug on, or get the hitting going like you're supposed to. I mean, you got Trey Turner that's not hitting. You got Justin Turner that he's pretty hurt, right? His neck.
Yeah, neck and hamstring.
Yeah, neck and hamstring. You don't have Max Muncy, one of the guys that actually takes a lot of pitches and helps the other team to get their bullpen in right away. So this guy takes like 6-7 pitches in at bat. We don't have that. Chris Taylor's the only one looking like he's hitting. And Seager,
Bellinger's been producing.
He's been producing after the 7th for sure.
Well, he's batting close to 300 during the postseason.
During their postseason, which is a good thing. And great players show up in playoffs. And you see it with Kike Hernandez with the Red Sox, and you see it with Jocktober with the Braves. You know what? Jocktober's my boy, man. I don't care if he's a Braves. He's always going to be a Dodger in my eyes. It sucks that he left. It's not, something that the Dodgers could have signed him, because I think they were going to sign him for 18 mil. And he wasn't going to play all the time. So he decided to leave for 10 to Chicago. I guess that was arbitration or something like that, right? Or non-tender.
Yeah, if he would have stayed with the Dodgers, he would have been making about $17 million a year.
Yeah.
Because of the qualifying offer.
Right. Yeah. So it was too much.
A little bit too much. But man, seeing how they're playing now, maybe it's not too much, because during the playoffs is when you really need those bats to produce. And both of those guys are really producing right now, which we've seen in the playoffs before.
Of course.
This isn't the first time we've heard Jocktober, and this is not the first time we've seen Kike Hernandez just get on fire during the playoffs. We saw him hit a 3-home run game, right?
Against the Cubs.
Yeah.
Was it game 6 or game 5? Game 6, I believe, against the Cubs in Chicago. So he can play. He can do it. And he's going to do it for the Red Sox. The Red Sox came a little short yesterday. But, let's talk about the Dodgers. Who's pitching today? Are the Dodgers looking like they're going to have Urias, or is it last minute where Dave Roberts is going to come back and say, hey, we're not going to do Urias. We're going to go bullpen, and we're going to copy the Braves?
I think that I'm pretty sure that Urias is going to start today. There's no reason for a mind game to start playing today. Game 4, we really need this win. So Urias going against a Braves bullpen game. So I really think that we have a really good shot at taking the game today, taking game 4 and tying up the series, which, dude, we need to, man. We need to get the momentum back into the Dodgers' favor. And Game 5 tomorrow, still at Dodger Stadium. If we can get up on the Braves 3-2, we only have to take one back in Atlanta.
That's
And
true. You got
dude,
2 games to do that if they
yeah,
win the 3 games
exactly.
here.
Which,
Yeah.
which tonight, dude, Urias has been on point. Like I haven't seen him really struggle many times this season during the regular season and during the postseason. So I think it's I can't say it's a for sure win, because it is the Braves and they have a really solid lineup, especially their first 5 coming in.
Mhm.
But I really think the Dodgers got it today, dude. I know I say that every single game, but it's just they're the favorites to win the World Series still.
Yeah.
Um, pitchers just need to get healthy. That's the thing, is we're just giving up too many runs. Scherzer only going 4 innings yesterday.
I think they're tired. That's what I feel
2
like.
days ago.
I feel like they're tired, and not only
Yeah,
that,
definitely. I mean, that Giants series, dude, that took a lot out of them.
and I've said it to a lot of people. I felt like the Giants series was more of like the World Series for me. But now that I'm seeing this series, I'm just like, no, I'm getting into this series too. Like it wasn't the World Series. The World Series is playing against the American League, and maybe it was more like a metaphor saying like this is it. This is what Dodger fans always wanted to throw on Giants fans' face and say, yeah, we beat you in the playoffs, we eliminated you. And not only that, they had 107 a game season to our 106, and we just came on top finally when it mattered, right? So yeah, the Brave series, the momentum. I was watching the game yesterday when Taylor made that. It looked like it was a little diving play, a sliding catch, and after that, that's when they scored those 3 runs. I saw like, could this be a momentum change? Could this change the momentum for the game? Can this be the push the Dodgers need? For the fans that stayed in the stadium, it got loud in that little play. Because imagine if he would have not caught that ball, I always would have been at second, and I forgot who was at first. I think it was Friedman. He would have scored all the way in. So little plays like that could change momentum. And I remember I was thinking about it. And I'm like, that play could have changed it, could have changed the momentum, could have changed everything for the Dodgers. And look what happened. Bellinger with a 3-run bomb, and it got so exciting after that.
Yeah, that was such a pretty swing too. He kind of lost his swing this season after having the shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
You have to change a couple things. He's never going to have the same swing again that he's had last year or the year before. His mechanics have to change because of the surgery that he had to have. So seeing him hit that home run, taking really good at bats, he's becoming what Muncy usually is.
Yeah.
He'll take a lot of pitches, get into 3-2 counts a lot, foul off a lot of pitches, which Muncy's really good at. He took over first base until Muncy can get healthy. So I'm really hoping that Muncy will be back for the World Series. Hopefully we make
Let's
it.
Let's take it game by game, though, man. We can't count into the World Series. We're down 2-1 still.
like you were talking about Chris Taylor making that catch in left field, and changing the momentum and making the Dodgers excited to be there. What do you think Dave Roberts is thinking about the liability that we have in center field?
Oh, with Gavin Lux, it's just you're trading in defense for batting, and I get it.
But Lux isn't like a huge home run hitter, so if anything, you're gonna get a couple base hits here and there. In my
he can steal bases too.
He can.
So he can create havoc at the base
steal bases. We can have Mookie Betts and Trey Turner. We have a lot of guys that can steal bases.
That's the thing. Trey Turner's playing second base, and he hasn't been producing at all. He hasn't even got on base. He's swinging at balls in the dirt, with something that he never did during the season.
The slider has been giving him so much trouble, dude.
Yeah, so it's something where what do I need to do? Dave Roberts is thinking outside the box. Am I going to put Pujols at first base? Am I going to put Beatty at first base? Like, these guys haven't been doing anything. You saw it yesterday. Pujols struck out. I mean, I know it's only one at bat, but at the same time, you got to think about those things. Am I going to trade in a defense for my bat? And it didn't pan out. It sucked. You saw Gavin Lux in the dugout putting his head down and everything. And that's another thing that I'm seeing. Yesterday, I felt like after they scored those 5 runs, I felt like the Dodgers were like out of it and the fans were out of it. And that's when I started seeing the fans walk out of the stadium, to where I'm like, this is crazy to me how professional baseball players are taking it to where it's like, I'm not gonna pump no one up. Everybody was separated, man, and you can feel it until that eighth inning where who got the first hit out of that inning? Was it Will Smith? I believe it was Will
Yeah.
Smith, right?
Yeah.
And then Pollock, and then Bellinger hit the 3-run dinger. It's like
That was really clutch, honestly, for Will Smith, because he needed to get on base as the leadoff hitter that inning.
yeah. But see, but that's the
really
bottom of the
what
lineup. Is he bottom of the
it is.
lineup? He's right. No, he's fourth. He was batting fourth.
He's cleanup. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. Like, I don't understand how it took so many innings for them to string hits together. And like I said, they looked like they were defeated after the first inning when Corey Seager hit that bomb. I was like, wow, they're on it. But then the Braves came back. They scored their runs, and
the Braves came back, not because of our pitching, but because of that error that Gavin Lux had that actually wasn't even counted as an error. They counted it as a double, which in my opinion, that was stupid. It hit his glove.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it was, it still counted, and it still deflated the stadium. It's still,
and
like,
it counted as the pitcher's earned run. I don't like that. That if a ball hits a glove, it needs to be counted as an error. You know, unless it bounces off like the top of the glove and when they're trying to make a play or something, but it hit the base of his glove. You know, that should have been a catch. And any other guy on the Dodgers roster that's used to playing in the outfield would have made that catch.
Yeah.
So
well, anybody
was very
else.
frustrating, dude. You should have saw me. I was just, you know, chilling and watching the game, and when I saw that, man, I got in such a bad mood. I'm sure you did too. You know?
I didn't get in a bad mood. I got more of like, they didn't understand why people were feeling that way. Why people felt like the Dodgers are done. We're done. Like, no, we still have this game to finish, and you still have game 4 to play. If anything, if you're down 3-0, I still felt a little bit more like, dang, they can still come back. This team has come back all the time. I was being a little bit optimistic, to be honest. I felt the energy. I felt the energy from a lot of Dodger fans being like, damn, like you can feel it in the stadium. Like I said, it looked like it was like they were losing by 19 runs, and it wasn't. It was only 5-2. Like, and that's what I was kind of like, why? And I saw it every inning.
Early. It was only the fourth.
It was early, exactly. Like, why? Why was this happening? So you're giving up on the Dodgers, and
you also got to realize too that during the playoffs, that's when a lot of times we get those bandwagon fans. You know, the diehard fans are the ones that really pay attention during the regular season, and I'm sure a lot of those fans that were leaving the stadium yesterday, they're the ones that probably don't really follow the Dodgers too much. They're the ones that were there just to have a beer with the homies, or just to say, oh, I went to the Dodgers playoff game yesterday. And you can ask them like, oh, who batted leadoff? And they probably won't even know. You know, that's how bandwagoners are. They just go.
But I got one for you, though. I got one for you for sure. I know if they asked those fans, one of those fans that left, did you stay for the whole game? They were like, oh yeah, I was there. Yeah, right. Get out of here. You left, and you were like, you were already like probably halfway home. No, not halfway home, because there's a lot of traffic.
Even if I'm a bandwagon fan, if I go to a game and I spend over $200 on a ticket, there's no way that I'm leaving, dude. I'm getting every penny's worth of that ticket that I bought.
Yeah,
even if it was gifted to me, you know, it's like I feel like you're disrespecting your team. You're disrespecting what the Dodgers stand for, you know, and it was really frustrating to see that when I saw that on TV. But
yeah, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. And like I said, I didn't get upset or anything. You know, it's funny because I did something different. I know it has nothing to do with, you know, me, and I'm superstitious as hell. And I turned off.
You're rubbing off on me too, man. You're rubbing off on me.
I turned off the TV, and I'm just not gonna watch. And then I put the phone, and I just saw, you know, how they have the bat, that at bat or whatever app on MLB, where they show where the pitch is at and everything. Yeah. And I did see because I did see Will Smith get a hit, and then I didn't see Pollock get a hit. So I'm like, cool, we got 2 men on base, and then here comes Bellinger. And I don't know. I didn't text you because I thought you were asleep. So I text a few of my friends, and I said, oh, belly bomb. belly bump, but I'm not watching, I'm not watching. So I'm watching on the thing and I'm like, damn, he's down on the count. So once I saw the little blue run scored, I'm like, he hit it out. He hit it out. He must have hit it out. And boom, 3 runs right away. I'm like, hell yeah, that's dope.
He
So I
knew it
changed
right
something.
away too, man. That was a no doubter.
Yeah, he knew. Well, it was above. I don't know how the hell he got leveled on top of what was it, letter high fastball.
Yeah, it was above the strike zone.
Yeah, so I don't know how that means his eye level is up there, and he's don't throw him nothing high because he's gonna probably hit it out.
He's a good fastball hitter. He has a.
But for a lefty to hit it from all the way up there, man, he was on it. He was on it. That's good. So you're saying Urias got it today?
I think so, man. I think the momentum is in our favor now. Just from the few innings that ended the game last night, I feel like the Dodgers feed off of that, and they always kind of have. Hitting's contagious, and hopefully the bats continue to stay contagious throughout the game today. And I don't really think that pitching has been a huge issue for us in the postseason. I think it's more been that very inconsistent bats are just too cold right now. The bats that are cold are usually the ones that are most consistent. I mean, but the good thing is about the Dodgers is that if you look through 1 through 8 in the batting lineup, there's no weak points. Every single one of those guys is a strong hitter and could get hot at any time, dude. So Mookie Betts leading off, I really like that because he's the one that's really producing right now. He's not hitting a bunch of home runs, but that's fine. We expected that from him in Boston because the outfield is different in Boston. So he could hit a bunch of home runs over there. But in Dodger Stadium, that's a pitcher's ballpark. I'll take a bunch of doubles out of my leadoff hitter or a single and then a stolen base. That's great, So Trey Turner, he's a little cold right now. I want to say both Trey Turner and Justin Turner were 0 for 17 before Trey Turner's broken bat single that he had last night. So I'm hoping that little base hit that should have been an out, if he didn't have that speed, it sparks him up, dude. We need something that's going to spark the rest of the Dodgers. There was a few seasons ago where Puig and Muncy, I believe it was Puig and Muncy, had an altercation with each other where Puig didn't run out a grounder and he could have been safe because the ball was overthrown anyway. So Muncy got in his face and was talking crap to him, and then all of a sudden, dude, both of these guys just started hitting. They need some type of spark, and I really hope that they find it.
Well, you don't think that happened yesterday? You just said that's a momentum shift right there, and
the Bellinger home run. I'm really hoping that's the momentum shift that they needed.
I know you mentioned something about pitching, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. There's a stat out right now, and no Dodger starter has gone over the 4th inning. Just saying that. So you said that the hitting's not doing what they're supposed to. I agree, but the pitching needs to come and step it up. I know they're tired. I know that series with the Giants was kind of tough. Osballs, he says he's over there driving on the freeway. He's gonna go get his eyebrows done and go get your makeup done too, dude, and try to get your nails did.
Hurry up, man! You got about 45 minutes before the first pitch.
Thanks for checking in, dude. I think he's just playing around. I hope you are. Give me that number. Will might want to go to do the same.
Mine are pretty thin over here.
Well, the Dodgers do have a chance to tie the series today, and I think they have a big time chance to do it because they do have Julio Urias going on the mound, and then if he can go past 5 innings, I think it's going to be a saver because now you're not looking at starters, or hopefully Roberts doesn't decide to bring a freaking starter to come into the bullpen and be like, oh yeah, I needed him. And no, you still got your bullpen. You got Jansen that's throwing lights out right now. And when have I ever said that about Jansen?
Not
Jansen,
in the past 3 years.
Exactly. I've always said, oh no, don't bring Jansen in. Don't bring him in. And now I'm like, yeah, you can use him for 2 innings. The way he's pitching, no one's going to hit him. He has a slider now. He has the cut fastball, a 2-seamer. He has 4 pitches now.
This with my buddy the other day. So, for those that's watching, that if you don't know, Carlos lives in LA. I live near the Philadelphia area. I used to live in LA. So there's a lot of Phillies fans around where I live. And
Yep.
I was talking to a couple guys, at work that are huge Phillies fans, and we're talking about the playoffs because there's a couple guys at work that actually are really into baseball just as much as we are. So it's great that I can actually talk to people over here about the Dodgers because they actually know what I'm talking about. But I was telling him, like, dude, Kenley Jansen, the last 3 seasons, he's been trying to work on that cutter. And it's like, it's not going to work if it's 90 miles an hour, 91 miles an hour. He's not throwing. Actually, he is throwing about 95 like he used to now. But I think
Adrenaline.
it's because it's adrenaline and because he's not wasting his pitches anymore. Before, he would be consistent, 95 with his cutter. Now, he'll mix in a slider, he'll mix in a couple other pitches, which kind of gives his arm a little bit of a rest of trying to throw the ball so hard with the cutter. So when he introduces that cutter in the pitch sequence that he's choosing, dude, he's been on point, man. I love the Kenley Jansen that we're seeing this season. During the regular season, he was actually a top 3 reliever in the National League, which we haven't seen from him in almost 4 years, dude.
Yeah. And he didn't even make the All-Star game. That's because he was struggling during that period of time. But now he's found it, and what a time to do it in the playoffs. So the other side, you have Will Smith, the closer, not the catcher for the Dodgers from the Braves. He kind of struggled. So if we are down and is the 9th inning, you guys better be watching because I just feel like the Dodgers can come back on Will Smith. They came back on the 8th inning. Jackson, right? They came back on
Jackson,
him. So I just feel like anything can happen. And
that's why I give the pitching advantage to the Dodgers. Like how I was talking about before, that our pitching hasn't really been the problem. We're not getting longevity from our starting pitchers, just like you said. No one's gone past the 4th inning.
Yeah.
But when Buehler comes out, we have, Alex Vesia come in and Phil Bickford come in, and the new dude that just came on the roster that we got from the Rays after they DFA'd him. I forgot his name. Phillips? Phillips.
Is it Phillips?
Yeah, something Phillips. I forgot his
Is he the guy that threw 2 innings?
Did he?
I think he threw
I don't
2
know,
innings.
but he was great, dude. He was great. He used to be on the Diamondbacks, got released from the Diamondbacks, got signed by the Rays, and then got released by the Rays, and then the Dodgers picked him up. And honestly, dude, like they were saying on TV yesterday, that any pitcher that the Rays go after is usually like they usually turn out really well, you know, because the Rays really know how to develop their pitching, and they really know how to pick guys that they know that they can develop pretty well.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though our starting pitching hasn't been there, as for longevity reasons up into the 6th or 7th inning, I feel like that's okay, because that's the whole reason why Roberts added those 2 other bullpen arms to the roster, to the NLCS roster, because all these other guys are getting tired, just like we said earlier.
Yeah.
And these 2 guys that were added onto the bullpen roster, it's helping preserve these arms like Blake Trinan, like Kenley Jansen.
So the 2 guys that you're talking about is Brule and Phillips, Evan Phillips. So those 2 guys, I just wanted to make sure I said I was trying to think like the names. So I got the names. It's Brule. That's one of the guys. And then you got Phillips. And yeah, you're right. These guys, we've never saw them in the season. I think Brule, we saw him probably like in the mid-season or something like that.
Times. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And that was it. But Phillips was one of those late additions, which you just said. So it's helping out the Dodgers. It's helping out the bullpen. So I'm looking for the Dodgers to come back. I'm not saying that this is a fluke for them yesterday. I think it was a big win. It's a momentum shift for sure. But remember, the Braves are up 2-1. So that means that they're going to come back and play hard again. Now, if they start where they don't start hitting where, Freeman was struck out 7 times in a row. He got 3 hits yesterday. Was it 3 or 4? 3, right? All of them went opposite field. They all went to left field. So the pitchers have something to look at again. They got to go inside, outside.
That means he's a little bit late on it.
Yeah, yeah. Chris, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're hoping it's a cleaner. And yeah, we do want our boys in blue to win today. Thank you for joining. If you have more questions, go ahead and drop them here. If you liked our content, go ahead and like that video and follow us. This is our brand new podcast because we do have another podcast. It's called Real Talk Baseball. This is more specialized for Dodger fans. Like Will said earlier, he's in Pennsylvania. I'm in Los Angeles. We're both Dodger fans, and we're here giving our 2 cents, our opinion, and we like to hear from you guys. I know I see comments over here, and I just want to read them off and answer them. So thank you, Chris, for going and putting more questions on our board. But yeah, I feel like Urias is going to pitch a lot better today than what he pitched 5 innings, or no, he pitched 3 innings. Was it 3 or 4 innings against the Giants? And it was a bullpen session for him, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time he started?
He came in the 3rd inning, and
he came in the 3rd inning.
He was done by the 7th.
Yeah. So I don't know. I got a feeling that the Dodgers.
The thing about the Dodgers that you can trust the bullpen to do that.
You can.
So if you want to start Corey Knebel and bring in a starting pitcher later on, I'm fine with that.
The only thing that I don't trust is, and I don't know if Dodger fans are going to agree with me, is Dave Roberts has some weird moves right now, man. I thought we've seen it all, and I guess we haven't yet. You think Lux is playing center field today?
Yeah, he is. It's been announced he's playing center field. It's
okay.
Pretty much the same lineup as it was yesterday.
Okay. So I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Remember, we got to trade off defense for offense, and the offense is kind of minimal right now. We're looking for the bats to wake up, and like you said earlier, we're waiting for these to something to spark it up, and maybe this momentum change, what happened yesterday, will carry on today, and we will score more runs, not just 2. We need more runs than just 2. We need more runs than 5.
Yeah, I think the advantage that the Braves have over the Dodgers is that their starting pitching has been really well. Has been doing really well. Charlie Morton, he pitched a good game yesterday. Ian Anderson, the day
even though he started slow, though, he started picking it up at the end, and I'm like,
well, I
thought he was going to pitch another inning.
He gave up that 2-run bomb, but then after that, he really settled in, and he gave the Braves some longevity that they needed. I think that the weakness that the Braves have is their bullpen. Their bullpen is not their bullpen isn't as strong as the Dodgers. Not even by a long shot. They have really good. They have really good bullpen arms, but they're not showing what they can really do in this postseason. Not yet,
Well, let's hope it stays true, man. We got 30 minutes away from the game. I know what you guys are doing. Are you guys drinking? You guys hanging out with buddies and checking out the game? Put it down here on the message, and we'll hit you guys up and call out your names. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here at home, watch the game, and then once the game's over, go to sleep, go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I hate this time difference, dude. It's 7:30 for me now. I have to wake up at 2:00 in the morning to go to work. So I'm gonna watch as much of the game as possible. But if my eyes start closing on me, I have it recording. So
sucks for you, man. Yesterday I hated the time slot that they had at 2.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
No. It wasn't. We're in LA, man.
Well, you know why
LA
they did
people,
that, right?
Yeah, because we're the wild card.
No, because the Laker game was last night, and it was game 1 of the.
That has nothing to do with it. I think it's more of because we're the wild card. When we were at top of the division, we've never played at 2:00 slot. Never. All the time it was on top. Right now is you have 2 wild card teams playing in the playoffs. So the Boston Red Sox and the Astros are playing. They already started playing right at 2, so they're switching off. So the Dodgers never played at 2:00 because they've always been the top of the the ranks, I guess, what you want to call it, the best record in baseball. Now because we have the wild card slot, even though we have the best record in we still have that slot, which sucks. But I mean, it's only going to get better from here on out. World Series are always going to be at 5, and if you can make it out to the stadium for the World Series, that'll be dope too. You say you want to go to Game 6. There you go. There's your shot. If the Dodgers win out here in Dodger Stadium, they go to Atlanta. You can go out there and celebrate that W. And hopefully it does happen.
It's a 12-hour drive for me. So
how long?
12 hours.
Oh, you can do it.
I can do it. I have Friday and Saturday off, and I work Sunday maybe.
All right. Well, Give me your final thoughts, man. It's 30 minutes to game time, and we're gonna go ahead and shut it off right here. Give me your final thoughts before we shut it down.
Final thoughts. Dodgers have a 60 and 30. Was it 60 and 33 record at home and a 50 and 33 record away on the regular season. So the momentum has definitely changed in our favor. I think because of the home ballpark, we have 10 extra wins on the season, playing at home, and our bullpen's been on point. Bats just need to get hot, and it looks like it's trending in that direction after what we saw last night. So I think the Dodgers win tonight. I think Julio Urias is going to go. I'll say 5 innings. I don't think he's going to go any longer than that because I know that they want to try to save him just in case he needs to pitch in Game 7. Yeah, so that's about it.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I know I've talked a lot of crap about players, but hey, I'm a fan, right? But I didn't leave. I didn't leave the stadium. We don't need that negative vibes right now, man. We need all the positive vibes as possible for these teams to win. I saw it in their faces yesterday. I saw Bellinger, Seager, like they were looking at the stands on how people were walking out. You think that doesn't demoralize the players and the team? Like, come on, man. Like
they asked Corey Seager about the fans leaving.
Yeah.
And, he even said, like, you can't quit on this team. We never quit on this team. So you can't quit on this team. They said that he said they never gave up on that game, that they knew that they were still in it. 3 runs is nothing, dude.
Exactly.
3 runs is nothing.
I've seen them come back from other deficits. So it's like, come on, let's not give up on our boys. Let's keep pushing. We want to repeat LA, right? The only way we can do it is by supporting our team. Even if they're down 16-0, like you still have to support your team. I honestly feel like that negative vibes are not doing it for them. So just keep positive. I know it's frustrating. Every Dodger fan feels frustrated when the Dodgers are losing. And I saw a lot of videos out there, and they're pretty funny, dude. Like how Dodger fans are, like they're all excited, and then they get all mad because they're losing. They throw their hats and everything, and then they start winning again. They get all happy,
That's me, man. That's totally me right there.
It's not just Dodger fans. I think it's every fan everywhere. It's just Dodger fans are more looked at and more picked on because we show our emotions a lot more. So
I feel bad for my wife sometimes, man, because sometimes I get a little bit too into the game, and she'll try to like talk to me during the game. And either I'll just completely ignore her by like kind of like glaring at her out of the corner of my eye, or I'll say a few choice words that I don't feel like repeating on the internet.
Okay. Well, this is our first time going on StreamYard. I hope it looks good, and I mean I don't know how it looks because I can't really look at it, but yeah, I felt like it's a wider screen. It looks bigger. It looks brighter. I'll take a look at it, and if we can go ahead and use StreamYard, and I'll start doing that. We used to use Zoom. I like it so far, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Willpower. This is Dodger Pod signing out.
See you guys.